Hi, thanks for waiting for my next video. I've had several requests from people for some instruction on one-point perspective. I decided to do a really basic beginner's perspective, how to make a building. Hope you enjoy it. Here it is. Thanks for watching. Okay, so the one-point perspective, the first thing you need to do is have a horizon line. The horizon line is what is going to tell you where the land and sky divide. Okay, so now in your picture plane you have told us that this is the land and this is the sky because of your horizon line. So you're telling us that this line is where our viewer is looking from. So I'm going to make this face that tells us this is always our eye level. Now everything you draw below this line, our eye level, we're going to be looking down on it. So either you're looking down below here when you draw anything down here, or if you're drawing it above, you're looking up. So up or down. So now on your piece of paper, if you make your horizon line way up high on your paper, you're telling us that almost everything in your picture we're going to be looking down on. If you make your horizon line way down low, then everything our little person's looking at is going to be pretty much above his eye level. So wherever you set your horizon line is going to tell us about the stuff that you're putting in your picture. So make a decision when you start your drawing. Where do you want our viewer's eye level to be looking? Above everything in your picture, or below everything in your picture, or just about toward the middle? The next thing is in one-point perspective, you have one vanishing point, just one. You can put it anywhere you want on the horizon line as long as you have a vanishing point for all of your lines to go to. So pretend like that vanishing point is like far, 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 far down the road. You're not going to see very much detail when it's 20 miles down the road. So things are going to be small as they get far into the distance to your horizon line. And just for our purposes, we're going to start out with a road, two converging lines. That means lines going together to your vanishing point. Okay, there's one converging line. Here's another converging line. So now we have a road, or something that's getting closer to us, it's larger, and the lines go to the vanishing point, so it's saying it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller further away it gets. Okay? Now let's do a building, just one building off on the side. The easiest place to start with your building is above and below the horizon line to start with. So if you've never done perspective before and this is your very first time, the easiest way to start is with a building that's a rectangle. A rectangle shape that crosses your horizon line. Okay, those are parallel lines. They're going straight up and down. If you drew two lines that are at any kind of an angle, then they're not parallel, and if they continue on, they're actually going to converge to one point. We don't want that. We want two parallel lines that are vertical. Now we need two parallel lines that are horizontal to complete the rectangle that will be your building. Okay? So now if I was using a pencil, I could erase this line right here because we don't need it unless our building is see-through, which it's not. So pretend like this is gone. All right. Okay, now this is the fun part. This is where we're going to make this building look like it's going back in space. So you're going to do two converging lines toward your vanishing point from this corner and this corner. Okay, so we're going from this corner. You can go all the way back if you're using a pencil. I'm going to stop because I'm using a pen and I can't erase it. As long as you're on the corner of the building and your vanishing point, and you're making that building go toward the vanishing point. Okay. Now we need one more vertical line to stop it, because the rule of perspective is whatever happens in the front has to happen in the back. And this is the place where people mess up the most with perspective. Sometimes they'll have something that's happening in the front not happening in the back. They'll have a goofy line that goes one way or another to finish the back wall. And that's where you get into problems when you're looking at perspective, with people's perspective in their drawings. Okay, so whatever happens in the front happens in the back. So I have a vertical line in the front and I need a vertical line in the back to stop my building. It's pretty huge. It's like Walmart size. It's really big because it goes so far down the road. But let's just say it was like a gigantic house and I wanted to make this house have a roof, like a huge barn. Then all I need to do is to create a triangle at the top of my building, and the way I find out where the center of the triangle is to make a light X through the building. If I was using a pencil, I would erase this later. But for right now, so you can see it well, I'm going to leave it on there. So now I know where the center of that rectangular square is. It's almost actually a square. And I can go to however tall from the center up that I want my roof. So I think I want my roof to go this tall, and it's straight up from that X. So now I have my triangle's point. I'm going to go from the corner of my roof. And I'm going to go from the corner of my roof. Okay, now I have the end of the building's peak of the truss. Now to make the top of the roof, I'm going to go back toward the vanishing point from the top. Okay, a little ways. Not all the way, a little ways. Okay, now remember the rule, whatever happens in the front has to happen in the back. So this same angle that's happening in the front has to happen in the back. So here we go. I have this, I'm going to lay my ruler on that one in the front, that angle right there. I'm going to scoot it back till I get to the end of my building. And I'm going to make my, make my roof. Erase that extra little piece there. Alright, so now we have our building in 1-point perspective. If you want to do windows and doors on this side, then the top and bottom of the windows or doors are going to go toward the vanishing point, like so. Let's say it's a barn and we want opening for horses. So we're going to make the top of the door toward the vanishing point. And we're going to make the sides of the door vertical. If they're not vertical, then it will look like the door is falling off the building. Okay, so there's my door. Now let's say I want my door open so that the horses can go into the stalls. From that corner of the door, I'm going to make a horizontal line inside of the door. This is really cool because with one line, all of a sudden you make this closed door, looks like kind of like a garage door right now, suddenly open. So it's really a cool illusion just with one line. Okay, my line is, it's horizontal. My ruler is the same direction as my horizon line. If my ruler was like this, then it would not be a horizontal line and it wouldn't look right. So before you make your line, check your ruler and see if it's laying the same direction as your horizon line. Line in, and now the door is suddenly open. Can you see that? We can go in the building now. All right, so cool. Here's our guy. He's looking. He's up close and he's looking at our 1-point perspective barn.